Football Manager world. You're watching the newest Football Manager channel on YouTube, FM American Style. Hey, welcome back to FM26 and Saint-Étienne in the second tier of French football. A couple of things to get out of the way, and then we'll get into some highlights. It was pointed out to me after the last video that the resolution was off. In other words, the screen was very small and it wasn't readable. I apologize for that. I didn't realize that it was not being recorded at the proper resolution. I've done some research and I think that's been resolved now. Please let me know if it has not, but I think it has. Secondly, at the end of the last video, I gave you guys my strategy for signing players that are young and have a future at the club in order to try and keep them from leaving. I wanted to show you the results of one of those signings. If you remember from the last video, Lucas Stassen, our 20-year-old striker, had 3 clubs that were interested in him. I signed him to a new contract that's only 1 more year. It only goes to 2029, but as you can see now, that has resulted in all 3 of those clubs going elsewhere. So that is my strategy, and it does work, obviously, even here in FM26. So that's great. Okay, let's look at the schedule here because there's a lot that's happened. While I get to that, I will mention that I have gotten through the end of the transfer window, and we didn't really make any moves on deadline day. In fact, we didn't make any moves on deadline day. We had the opportunity to sell Bryce, our aging goalkeeper. We had a couple of offers for Bryce for $250,000, but they wanted me to pay $187,000 of his salary, and I still had his loyalty bonus to pay off. So it didn't make any financial sense to do it. He was not happy about it, but oh well. I'm not going to basically give him away for free. So right now he's still with the club, and we will see what happens in the next transfer window. So you guys saw the highlights from our 3-2 victory on the road at Laval in our first match of the season. We then had our home opener against Rodez, and we beat them 3-2. I'll talk more about that game in a minute, though. After that, we suffered a very surprising loss to, I'm just going to call them USB. I don't know how to pronounce. Yeah, I'm not going to try. We lost 1-0 to them, which was very surprising. And in fact, here it was 3 games into the season, and we were already facing an inquest after that. I told you, Saint-Étienne is a very hard team to keep going. I don't know why, but they are. We bounced back in the next match against Grenoble, beating them 1-0, but that was on an own goal by them. So we did not score in 2 straight games, which is pretty concerning. I did adjust the tactic a bit. I asked the guys to work the ball into the box. What I was seeing was that we were not getting many shots on target. We severely outplayed USB and Grenoble, and yet we only had 2 shots on target against USB, and I think it was 5 against Grenoble. So we changed the tactic. We asked them to work the ball into the box. The next game was against Clermont Foot, and we beat them on the road. We drew against them on the road, thanks to a late equalizer by Davidashvili. Unfortunately, Davidashvili has then gotten hurt again. He's out for a month. It's definitely concerning to me that he's now suffered 2 injuries in the first 2 months of the season. But that's not the biggest injury problem. I mentioned that I was going to get back to the Rodez game. 16 minutes into the Rodez match, Jordan Amavi, the left back who we just brought in, suffered a hip injury, and he's now gone until January at least, maybe even later. So that's really disturbing. I will tell you that I looked long and hard at trying to bring in a free loan, but I couldn't find anybody that was worthy of playing regularly for this team. I did look at maybe signing another guy on a free, but I couldn't find anyone that was good enough. So we're going to make do with what we got. And that's going to be a combination of Ainan and Maicon and Ferreira. Ferreira can play on the left. He's not great at it, but he's decent enough on his left foot that I could do it. Maicon mainly will be on the right, and Ainan will also resume playing on the left. He's only 23. Maybe he'll get better. I don't know. But anyway, that's where we're at. A little bit of a change to the schedule. What I'm going to show you today is actually going to be the Reims match and then 2 matches later against Guingamp, because Guingamp is tied with us for the second place in the division, and Montpellier, who I was going to show you, are all the way down the relegation zone, so there's no point in showing them right now. Maybe they'll turn their season around and climb back up towards promotion, but as you can see, they have not even won a match yet. They've got 3 points, 3 draws out of 5 matches, so that's not good. So we're going to start with the Reims match. I'll play that off camera and show you highlights. We'll do the Amiens match off camera. We'll come back after the Guingamp match and show you the highlights to that one. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, we are back with some very exciting highlights from our match against Stade Reims. Let's unpause and see how it goes. There are quite a few goals in this one. I'm not going to try and narrate for you guys because, like I say, I really can't. My vision prevents me from really understanding what's going on. I can tell you who scored, so that much. As the goals are scored, I will tell you who it was. Reims has just cleared their zone, and we are coming back. And there's our first goal by Irving Cardona. He has already got 5 goals and 5 appearances, plus an assist this year. So he's been wonderful. Okay, second goal coming up here, right on the verge of halftime, during stoppage time actually. And there we go. It's the second goal by Irving Cardona. That makes it Saint-Étienne 2, Reims 0 going into halftime. Second half underway now, and we are threatening again. And there's the third goal. This one is by Mikhail Nade, one of our central defenders, an unusual goal scorer there. That makes it Saint-Étienne 3. Stade Reims 0. We made some substitutions at this point, I can tell you. Reims was threatening, but they turned the ball over. And here we come back with it. Bear gets it into the area, and come on now, it's coming, I know. And there it is. Ben Old comes off the bench and scores his first of the season. Ben Old. I will say, I'm going to pause it here for a second. So I made a substitution at halftime. I brought Maicon in. I left him on the left side as the left back. Even though I've said before I don't like that he's weak on his left foot, I figure what the hell, he's supposed to be good at it, so let's see. And he actually picks up 2 assists in this game, so maybe I need to rethink my strategy there as it comes to Mr. Maicon. So anyway, it's now 4-0 Saint-Étienne. Here comes Reims back. I will tell you, they are going to avoid the clean sheet, so They save a little bit of face. And here comes that goal right now. I think it comes over the top, if I'm not mistaken. They're obviously desperate at this point. There you go. Long pass in, and it's in the box. Bounces around a bit. Comes back out. Back into the penalty area. And finally, they get on the board. So it is now Saint-Étienne 4, Reims 1. But we're not done yet. We are not done yet. Lucas Stassen, who had an assist on Cardona's first goal, is going to contribute with one of his own here in a minute to make it 5-1 Saint-Étienne. So a very convincing, as we call it here in America, a woodshed beating or a beatdown, whatever you want to call it, a very convincing 5-1 win for Saint-Étienne. And here comes that goal by Stassen. This is the second assist by Macron. Reims cleared all the way down. The ball comes back. Ben Ol has it. He gets it over to Macron, I believe. And Macron finds Stassen. And it's in the goal. I'm telling you, they're going to score, really. I know they are. I saw it. There it is. A goal for Stassen. Saint-Étienne 5, Reims 1. And that will be the final goal of the match. So an excellent win for Saint-Étienne. We needed that. We needed to make a statement against a good team to show that we are indeed a title contender. And in fact, that goal puts us on top of the table. So we are now all alone in first place, a point ahead of Troyes. So there you go. We will be back in a little bit with highlights from our match against Guingamp. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, we're back with some more highlights. In our last highlight package, you saw us put a beat down on Reims 5-1. We then went to Amiens and lost 1-0. Go figure. We're a real Jekyll and Hyde team, it seems like. They scored in the 85th minute, I believe it was. But to be fair, they pretty much dominated that match, so that's fine. But anyway, now we're back home to Guingamp, and we're ready for... Wait, what? Really? You have to say it now? Right now? Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Thanks.
Oy vey. Okay, fine. Yeah, we're back. All right, so we're here with the highlights. Saint-Étienne at home against Guingamp, our 6th match of the season, 7th match? 7th, I believe. So let's see what happens. Obviously, we start with a corner from Tardieu. Let's see how it plays out. Corner comes in, bounces around, back to Tardieu. Over to Buckeye. He's playing in substitution for Davidashvili since he's hurt. And this is actually going to be his second assist in 2 games. Here it comes. I'm telling you, Buckeye. Yay! There we go. It is Bernauer who scores the goal from Buckeye. And it's Saint-Étienne 1, Guingamp 0. Second goal coming up. Looks like we got the ball. Nope, going in the wrong direction. Barabasinka has it. Comes forward. Working the ball up the right wing, I think. Sorry, again, I'm not very good at this stuff. Left wing now, it seems like. And the ball's going to come in. And I know this is going to be Mike Hone with the assist. So he's proven me wrong. He's obviously able to play. I do have him on the right side this time instead of the left side, but he's obviously good enough to play. But we're waiting. Here comes the build up again. We're trying to get into scoring position because I know there's another goal coming because this is all goal highlights. So here we go. It's coming in. It's going to score eventually. Come on now. Don't make me sound like an idiot. Stassen scores. There it is. Lucas Stassen with his first of the night. And it's now Saint-Étienne 2, Guingamp 0. 31 minutes in. Here we go. Third highlight coming up. Another corner comes in, and it's on Stassen's foot, and he scores. Stassen scores his second of the game, and it's now Saint-Étienne 3, Guingamp 0, almost halftime. Let's see how it goes from here. Alrighty. Guingamp now working their way back into the match. Let's see what happens. Can they get on the board before halftime? Or will Saint-Étienne add a fourth goal? Let's see. Oh boy. No, going the wrong way, boys. It's going the wrong way. Oh no. Come on now. Going the wrong way, and there is a goal for Guingamp. And that makes it Saint-Étienne 3, Guingamp 1. You know, here in America, one of the big sports that we watch is called hockey, which I'm sure you've heard of hockey. In hockey, we have a saying: a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey, because if the trailing team scores the next goal, then they have momentum and they can tie it up. So Guingamp scored to make it 3-1 just before halftime. Let's see what happens. It's now the 60th minute. And it gets hoofed forward again. I hate that where goalkeepers just slam it up the field as far as they can get, because it almost always comes back in their face. And yet I keep forgetting to change the player instruction on Lawrence Sewer. But anyway, here we go. And Lawrence Sewer makes a save. But now we turn it over, I believe, here in a second. Back and forth we go. Stassen with a long chance. He doesn't get there. And now here comes Guingamp, working their way back up. Long chance in. And there's the second goal by Guingamp. Can we hold on now? 61 minutes in, and it's now Saint-Étienne 3, Guingamp 2. Is that going to be the last goal of the night? Yes. Yes, it is. So there you go. So we somehow managed to survive. First goal by Bernauer from Buckeye. Stassen with the second goal from Mike Hone. And then Stassen unassisted to make it 3-0. And then we hold on for a 3-2 win. And that puts us back at the top of the table. So there we go, back at the top of the table. And we are now 8 games in. We are 5-1-2 on the season. 16 points, tied with Grenoble and with Troyes, and 2 points ahead of Amency, and Guingamp is 3 points back. Next game on the list is Montpellier. They are climbing out of the cellar at least. They've got a win finally, so they are out of the drop zone finally, or at the least, yeah, they're out of the drop zone. But I'm not going to show you that one. Maybe come back for Amency and Pau, because Pau is also right here in the top 7. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.